Hello, hello. Most welcome to you to this beautiful morning. I'm very happy today. We had just a bit of rain. We had a very hot, wet weather these last few days. So today was like a beautiful embrace of freshness coming from the sky. I'm Rama Flores, and today I'm glad to join you in this little talk about the training on Andean healer, Paqo. But before uh, talking about details about our course, about our mentoring actually, about our training, I want to tell you a little story. I want to share with you the first time I got in touch with this path, this healing path. Actually, it was a bit random. I went. I used to work as a environment engineer, helping an NGO to recover some of the housing conditions in the high Andes in this community, Queros Nation. Beautiful people, but at that moment I went there as an engineer, as someone who knows how to help them uh, in some way. There was some kind of conquistador thing about controlling things, sober uh, attitude from me, from someone who knows how to make things better. But at the same time, I was curious, and I had some issues as anyone has. So I find out that in this community there was a healer. They call it Pampa Misaya, which is kind of hierarchy in the healers hierarchy. Pampa Misayok. He's the one who can bring back balance. Pampa, it's like to level, to recover the level, to be in the same level with the spirits, being in the same level with Pachamama, with the Apus, with the vital force. So I went there to meet this healer. It's called Matthias. Beautiful, beautiful old man. And they speak just a bit words of Spanish, so it's a bit difficult to communicate with them. But they understand better than they speak. So when there, and the first thing is okay, just sit down, and I'm gonna have a session with you. And I said, all right, for free. He said, for free. I realized that he wanted to give me this session as in return with the work I was doing there. So he took this little bag of coca leaves made with the skin of an alpaca, a young alpaca. And he started to blow it. Then he said, concentrate and surrender. And I said, all right. Took some leaves and started to throw them in this piece of cloth. It's called mastana, special cloth. So as he was taking some bits of coca leaves and let them fall as an oracle, this oracle found unexplicable, inexplicably found some of my most inner, not secrets, feelings, even that those feelings that I couldn't explain to myself, especially one feeling that was surprising for me. He said, "Oh, why you are afraid?" And when he said that, I resist immediately because I thought myself a very uh, courageous person. I'm not afraid. I I don't feel fear in any sense. That was my instant reaction to that. And I said, this is not a very good healer. Why you are afraid? I feel fear inside. The only way to take that fear away is to make an offering in the apple, in the sacred mountain. So the mountain could take that fear away. I was a bit accept, like I didn't at that point I didn't trust too much. But I'd say, all right, how much it cost? So I thought he was trying to make some business with me, and he said, well, it will cost you just an amount of money. And I said, aha, he wanted to make money with me in my head. And I said to him, I'm gonna have a thought and I'll let you know. Don't worry, don't worry. Thank you, thank you. And I went to bed that night in some way feeling that resisting myself, protecting myself, saying, "No, this old man wants to take my money. He wants just to play with me, to trick me." But in some part of me, there was a curiosity, and behind the curiosity, there was a need. There was an honest need to see what happens. So the other day, I say to him, "All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. All right, you have to come tomorrow before sunrise. We want to walk to the mountain." All right. We had many walks after that. In the next 12 years of relationship with these people, in that walk, that beautiful magic walk to this Usnu. This Usnu is a sacred platform where the rituals come uh, in act. So we went there, just me and him. We went to this beautiful place in front of this magnificent apple, the presence of this beautiful um, shining mountain. It was a clear morning at that moment. So he started to develop the offering, which takes a lot of time, like 2-3 hours. It's very slow, very slow. There's no the rhythm of an Andean offering is different of our rhythm. We, when I mean we, this modern society is used to things that are fast and have some kind of development, fast development. An Andean offering is slow. There's no hurry. There is no hurry at all. So you just putting that the talk a bit, it get some time to be silent when you are asking what's going on here. I was very interested on the details of the colors of the materials. I'm even thinking about the symbolism of all that, all the details of the offering. But I couldn't understand really what he was doing. I was just saying, all right, this is a cultural thing of these people. So great. So he ended the offering and he said, I'm gonna burn it just behind this rock. You're gonna stay here and you can't see it burning. All right. So I stayed there. And when I was alone, I realized that the weather changed and it was full of clouds, very low clouds. And the clouds were just creating this fog. So I couldn't really see uh, too much. So I was just sitting there. And the time passed. And I couldn't hear Matthias, the master. And for some time, I was alright, but suddenly I realized that I was in the middle of nowhere, in a place I couldn't come back to the village. I was with some cold, and I started to feel afraid. I didn't think about it, but the fear started to vibrate inside. And instantly, I went to try to find Matthias and shout, Matthias, Matthias, and walked around not too far away because it was very foggy. So I shout, nothing. So uh, I sat down and I tried to breathe. I've been practicing yoga from my childhood. So I knew how to control my emotions through breathing. Pranayama. Pranayama. Okay. So I was just breathing and suddenly my body was relaxing just a bit again. And suddenly I started to feel a vibration. It was like a roaring. but it was coming from the earth. What is that? Like a roaring of a puma. And I forgot that I was doing pranayama. I forgot everything. I was honestly very afraid. And I shout again, and nothing. And suddenly, everything started to shake. Everything. At the moment, I didn't realize. Then, after the end of this shaking, I realized it was an earthquake. When I realized that, my heart relaxed. And at the same instant, Matthias came back and he said, I'm sorry, I took a bit more time because I went to the toilet. Did you feel the earthquake? He was so excited. And I said, yes, I felt it. And we were laughing of it. And that laugh, that feeling of some kind of intimacy between him and me made that feeling of fear of me, come out of me. Like an ice inside melted. That not a mental comprehension, not a mental comprehension. It was like the entering of a different kind of vibration on my heart. So from that moment, I realized that this healer, this person, these people had something that I wanted to experience, to practice, and to get into. So from that moment, I started to not study, to practice, to experience the Andean healer's path. I became a disciple for many years, learning from the silence of these farmers, these peasant people, the little gestures that allows a healer, a Paqo, as they say, to get in touch with what they say, the spirits, or the divine in the different aspects. The Paqo healer is this human being, fragile as anyone, not born in a special situation or touched by the hand of Pachamama. No, it's just a normal person. It's a farmer who plants potatoes and look after the alpacas and llamas, and at the same time, he trained himself or herself to be a master of presence. A healer is a state of consciousness, to be so present. It's like chasing the present. The prey is the present. And when we are in that state of presence, we can break through all the layers of superf- superficiality that we are uh, involved or veiled, covered, me and the others, and be in touch, get intimate with myself or with others. When I intimate, I could create this bridge, this path, this way that allows the natural force of life making harmony come back, making balance come back. That intimacy is essential for the Andean healing path. The intimacy within people, the intimacy with the wind, the intimacy with the running water, the intimacy with the snow, with the mountains, with the night and the mystery of the stars, with the permanent cycles, day and night, or hot and cold, the permanent changes of the landscape, the little signs of a bird singing. That state of presence makes a man or a woman to become a seer, to become someone who can be in touch with this fabric, this web of life that we are part of, this interbeing, this marvelous blanket in all the levels, this beautiful poncho, if you know that word, this fabric. The fabric is so important for the Andean people. It's a representation of the landscape, the community, and the relationship, intimacy we need to build to be part of this life. So this interbeing, they call it Pachamama. And Pachamama is holding, is inspiring, is pushing you to challenges, to recover harmony, to recover or to remember maybe your own purpose in this play, in this game. Everyone has a purpose, everyone. And maybe all our lives we are trying to remember that or uh, running away from that purpose. When we recover that purpose, we found some kind of uh, plenitude, some kind of uh, feeling that we are in the right place and in the right time, some kind of synchronicity. That's the goal of a healer, to put him or herself in the right place and in the right time. That act of presence creates or make makes it possible the miracle of healing, the miracle of healing. So this is a very slow path, slow path. It's an old age tradition. It pushes you to experience, not to understand too much. I am from this part of the world, so I explain and sometimes over explain things, but actually I'm trying to put myself in the position of uh, experience, practice, to be involved in the path. So, uh, an Andean healer, Paqo, deals with this special essence that they call causa y pacha, vital force, vital force. And differently of other kind of healers that use plants, they just they use the intimacy with the senses of vital force and bringing back harmony, letting the vital force flow again. All the illnesses in their view, in our view, all the illnesses, all the trauma, all the challenges, they're kind of um, proposition from life, like a challenge to help you, to help me, to help us to update, to recover the presence, to recover the possibility of being part. Every illness is that purpose, has this purpose. So a healer helps you to recover the vision of this challenge. And maybe you can cure and maybe you can heal. You can cure of the symptom, you can leave the symptom, you can take out the symptom, or you can understand why, not with your head, with your heart, why, or maybe the best question is, for what is happening it to me or someone else? And then you recover the right place, the right time. You recover the purpose in the bigger purpose. Nandian healer, remember us all the time that we are part of this web of life. We are just a thread in that web, just one thread. That thread is as much important as any other one, unique in that sense. So if we recover the understanding of that purpose, we can be in harmony with the game we are part of, the tale that we are uh, making with my own life. So, in this training, in this very special place, that very special space we created with the Andean Mystical School, we've been training in the last year more than 80 people to become an Andean healer. And not talking about a profession. You can, obviously, you can transform it in a profession, in a work, but actually we are not focusing on it. We're focusing in you to understand the importance of a healer, not just to deal with illness, but the place of a healer as someone who can recover the harmony in the entire world. We are, as species, a neo species. You know that we are in so many crises, so much illness, not just in our bodies, especially in our minds and souls. So we so much need to come back to dance in a much more kind way with ourselves and with our landscape, with our land, with our environment. We so much need to come back to this harmony. So the healer is not just dealing with details of a person, it's dealing with the whole life, with the tiximuyu. Tiximuyu in Andean Quechua, the translation is the fundamental circle, is the web that connects us all, not just to what we see with the entire universe. We are part of this universe. So when we come back to harmony, we start to make vibrate all this wave of life in plenty, in joy. So this training is gonna take us in a 5 month uh, mentoring. We're gonna have live classes every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. So it's gonna be time taking, not too much, but it's gonna uh, take you some concentration. You're gonna have to pay attention. It's not just any other online course. You have to be part. You have to uh, sometimes commit to practice the rituals that we're gonna share with you. Because after those 5 months, we have this online part, and for the ones who can or want or need, we're gonna offer this initiation in the Andes. The 3rd of October, we're gonna meet you in Plaza de Armas, this beautiful uh, place in the center, in the heart of Cusco in Peru. We're gonna meet other students from the last group, and we all are gonna spend 16 days around Cusco visiting the most important sacred waka, sacred places where the vital force is vibrating, is singing in some way. The most profound and sacred places around Cusco, and ending in the last days of our pilgrimage to visit Keros Nation. We are lucky and blessed. We're gonna get there. We're gonna meet maybe Matias or Cecilio or Francisco or Nicolasa, some of our masters in the Andean tradition, and we're gonna take the Karpai, which is the most beautiful way of connect with the spirit, the initiation that allowed us to become a Paqo. It's not a certificate. You can't show it to anyone. It's just a vibration that you can feel in your heart, and that vibration is gonna echo in every act you are dealing as a healer. It's kind of vibration. It's difficult to put it in words. It's like a talisman, not just a memory. It's a talisman that you uh, keep in your heart, and every time you are trying this very delicate art of healing, you come back to that talisman, to that vibration, and connect with the spirits of the mountain, of the river, of the people, these beautiful people, it's very simple and humble people of the mountain. And suddenly something happens. It's not just about technique. And we're gonna learn, obviously, many techniques. We're gonna, in the first steps of this training, we're gonna understand the principles of andean healing. We're gonna understand what illness means for Paqo. Then we're gonna try to figure it out. Obviously, this is andean cosmovision. It's very important to understand how to change our perception and feel as an Andean healer. Even that we even went there. It's not about the place. It's about a change of perception. And then we're gonna start to learn rituals, techniques. I don't really like that word. Actually, they are rituals. Some kind of operations, gestures that connects me to the wave of vital force and allows me to be in touch with a specific kind of vibration to recover harmony in that sense. So we're gonna learn how to deal with, for example, this very special and important uh, initiations of power animals. Power animals. We're gonna learn what the Misa, this very mysterious author, could bring us. We're gonna learn how to not just make one, but how this Misa could heal or clean the dense vital force or the bad or the illness in a person or a landscape or a garden or a pet. We're gonna learn cleansing rituals. Very important for the Andean ritual, for the Andean healers. We're gonna learn offerings. The offerings are so beautiful. They are, I think, one of the most sacred languages, secret languages as well. Uh, I witnesses so many miracles with these Andean offerings. We're gonna learn how the stones can sing. We're gonna learn about the healing with stones. With some here. This is a hiwaya. It's a very special stone. It's made with meteorite. So we're gonna learn how this one stone can heal someone. how to collect them, how to find them, how to make them sing to recover harmony. We're gonna learn about special rituals in special situations like susto, like being afraid, and mal viento, which is a changing of like we can translate it as anxiety or depression. Uh, we're gonna learn special ritual called uh, spirit withdrawal, or soul retrieval. In the Andean tradition, they have this very special ritual, and we're gonna learn it. In many traditions around the world, they have this coming back, bringing back some part of our soul that is lost. So the Andean tradition has this ritual, and we're gonna share it with you. And we're gonna share this very powerful and special ritual called flowering. Ainai, Ainai, Ainai ritual, Ainai Haiwarikuri. It's called the ritual of flowering to recover the harmony in our entire body. So many rituals, many techniques, and for the ones who want or need, we're gonna uh, give you a certification from the Andean Mystical School at the end of the online course. And for the ones who want to come with us in the pilgrimage to Peru, we're gonna have this initiation in Keras Nation, which is gonna make our souls shake. We're gonna have then 10 live classes. We're gonna learn at least 8 techniques, initiation of the techniques. Some of them take us the entire life to shape, to sharp the technique. So we're gonna have some complementary videos on Andean yoga, which is a technique that help us to uh, make our vital force body vibrate in different ways. So we're gonna learn about it. Many ebooks. I think there are like 15 ebooks explaining everything. And obviously, being in touch with me, that I'm gonna be your guide. Be in touch, and as we had this experience with the group, we ended the mentoring in the last month. We, with most of the students, become friends. We start to share situations that help us through this beautiful art of healing. Beautiful art of healing. So I hope you to join us, to join this pilgrimage, inner pilgrimage, to become someone who can help him or herself and help other people, help the landscape, help Earth to recover this kind of paradise of Eden, lost Eden, that we can recover, not just for us, for the next generation. My daughter, I have 4 daughters, so I want them to receive the legacy of a beautiful uh, hope of good life, good living. So if you feel that it could be your entering in a spiritual path, which is a spiritual path, please join us or ask how to get into this beautiful and special path. It's gonna take some time, it's gonna take some effort, but those changes that you need to make, I'm sure, because I've seen it so many times. I've seen it in me, and I've seen it in many people. Those changes could bring back some kind of joy, not the spectacle of movies. No, little joys, small joys, humble joys, humble joys. I'm gonna uh, share with you the the link to just wait me for a second. I'm gonna share with you the link in the chat for you to sign in the course. All right, it's here. This is link, so you can get in there and find out how to sign in. It's I think it's very possible in financial terms. It's very possible. So if you have any issues about how to sign in, just send us a message through WhatsApp, and we're gonna lead you. We're gonna help you because we want you to be part of it. We really want to be part of it. It's not my job. This is not my job. This is a place that I honor the promise that I made with my masters to help other people to become someone who guard, someone who brings back harmony to life. So thank you for being there. Thank you for listening. The link is in the description of this video or in the chat. So I'm gonna wait for you. The next, we're gonna start the course the next Wednesday, 17th of May. It's gonna be a Zoom meeting. So I hope you there, and thank you for being there. A big hug from my heart to your heart. Urpichai Sampichai. Urpichai Sampichai.